All right, so you've washed your mug, you've created a color study of your mug, you know what you want, and let's say, what color would you want to use mostly for this?
Black.
What?
Black.
Black. Okay, awesome. So, Ridge wants to paint his mug mostly black, okay? Let's talk about this box, which is an example of underglazes. So this box is highly detailed. It has an octopus, it has a seahorse, it has Finding Nemo, it has quite a few different characters on it, okay? If this was your project and you were going to paint this, where would you start? What would you start to paint first?
Background.
Raise your hand. I'd love to hear somebody give me blue.
The background.
Nice. Right in the background. Awesome. So, the artist of this particular box did paint the ocean and the sand, and they painted it at least 2 coats, if not 3. Okay? So, this thing was just blue and brown for a while. Then, they took a graphite pencil and they drew these characters over the glaze. And don't worry about it, the graphite pencil will burn out when I cook it in the kiln. But that way they didn't have to wing it and just try to paint these things without having outlines and everything else. So it's kind of like they made it into a coloring book and then they painted inside the shapes. So after they painted the ocean and the sand, they came back and drew all these characters that you see, and then they painted the octopus red 3 times. They painted this yellow fish yellow 3 times. Then after it was dried, it dries in about 5 minutes. It dries super fast. They came back and they painted all of the details that you see at the very end. So the outline, the black outline that you're seeing, and all these little lines and dots, circles and things, all those were at the very end, and they painted those at least twice, if not 3 times. Okay? So you need to paint background, middle ground, foreground. That's how you want to paint. Because if you do the reverse, and you start with details, can you imagine how hard it is to paint around all of these awesome designs 3 times with blue? It would take you forever to try to paint around all of these designs. So, that's the last thing you want to do, is paint the details, okay? Last thing. All right, so that is how to approach the process.